I know what you're thinking. You're probably really excited to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, it's been a while, right? But your wallet might not be. What's going on with ya, big dog? And I hope you are having an amazing day. Today, I'm going to be giving your wallet a situation that it very much would like. I understand that the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game can be extremely expensive, and Master Duels just may have sparked your interest in getting back in. Only if there were some decks that were extremely competitive, really good, can keep up with some of the top decks, but fairly budget. Don't worry, big dog, I got you. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering over the top 5 decks on a budget. The thing that I liked about these particular decks is that not only are they good, they also have room for upgrades. So the more money that you get, the stronger you can make these decks. So of course, if you do plan on buying these particular strategies on TCG Player, I'd appreciate it if you use my TCG Player link. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps your dog a ton. I'll also be giving you profiles along the way, little reference builds that you can use that will help you on your journey. So without further ado, let's start talking about these strategies. The first budget competitive deck I want to talk to you about is actually the golden child when it comes to budget. Even though gold isn't cheap. Eldritch is a strategy that you should be looking at mainly because of Maximum Gold Eldorado. Printing all of the Eldritch cards as not only gold rares as in name rare golds, or giving Eldritch the Golden Lord an awesome makeover as well as a cheaper print. Eldritch is a strategy that can be played in a myriad of ways. If you want to start balling, you can play a high-end Eldritch build that plays Heavenly Sky Prison, not necessarily included in the build that I'm going to show you, but it allows you to cycle into cards like Pot of Extravagance and even your important spell and trap cards to allow you to control the board. What I like the most about the Eldritch strategy is that cards like Rivalry of the Warlords or There Can Be Only One don't necessarily affect this strategy. You can always use Eldritch the Golden Lord to send these cards to the graveyard if there's ever a conflict, to summon a 3500 attack monster on your side of the field, and then proceed to summon your monsters. I really like this version of Eldritch as I've already started to build it for my budget series, Pot of Extravagance being the most expensive card at only $8. What a time to be alive to have Pot of Extravagance go from a $100 staple that you must have all the way down to an $8 card that's very affordable. Now, if there's one thing that I love about BBWs is that they always come with the wobbly. You know what I mean. The good cards. Get your mind out the gutter, pervert. We're talking about Tri. Tri-Brigade still holds true to its roots. It's a fairly powerful strategy that allows you to special summon link monsters to your side of the field by banishing the appropriate BBWs. And for the people that don't know, Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast. Your boss monster in Tri-Brigade Charade not only got extremely cheap with the 2021 Mega 10s, it allows you to non-discriminatively banish a card on the field without targeting. If Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer is still on the field, you can banish that card and prevent your opponent from bringing it back. That's really good. I have to say that the Tri strategy has fallen out of favor for players playing Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk, but the budget version of Tri-Brigade is actually not only really cheap, but still fairly competitive, with the ability to upgrade if you wanted to into Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk. As you can see, Tri-Brigade doesn't really have extremely expensive cards. You really have to watch out for those hand traps. Infinite Impermanence is fortunately only $10 a copy, but even if you decided not to play those type of cards, there's Rescue Cat, which is just so happens to be a $3 to $4 per copy card, and Cyframe Gear Gamma. Your wallet will 100% be thanking you because you'll be beasting down on your opponent's boards because they're beast. Now let's just say BBWs might not be your thing. I don't know why you wouldn't take a BBW, but if you're trying to unearth a different type of deck, then Earth Machine has a ton of potential. This deck ain't no scrap metal as the Earth Machine strategy is built on generating advantage. Cards like Infinite Track Tunneler and Machina Overdrive not only allow you to shuffle in those banished or in graveyard Earth Machines, they allow you to draw cards from your deck to your hand. But enough with talking about that. Machina Citadel is the main card for the deck, allowing you to destroy monsters on your side of the field to destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field with an attack lower than the destroyed monster. And Machina Citadel can destroy itself. Always tell my opponents, don't get mad, get Machina. Earth Machine will also only get stronger with the new Therions coming out in the distant future. This gives the strategy an Omni-Gate and even a stronger board going first. But even before then, Earth Machine is really good at abusing some of the most powerful trap cards like Torrential Tribute because your board can always be reestablished, or being able to use Solemn Strike to stop your opponent's important monster effect when they need it the most. Also, the thing that I really love about Earth Machine is that it is extremely cheap. It's really hard to find an expensive card that you need for the Earth Machine strategy, but if I had to pick one, I guess Divine Arsenal AA Zeus would definitely be that card. This particular strategy can hard make Divine Arsenal AA Zeus and send all cards from the field to the graveyard, but since it is an Xyz deck, it can also make it the other way by using Xyz materials and then slapping the Zeus on top of it, which isn't as cool, but I mean, it's still pretty cool. Earth Machine is a ridiculously fun deck, and I'm not just saying that to pull you over to this side. I mean, the gears will start turning one day, and I'm pretty sure you pick the correct choice, right? Right? All right, big dog, you got not too many options here. You're gonna make the correct choice. Now, I'm no psychic, but I can see it in the cards for you that Virtual World just might be the deck for you. This deck, if you love Synchro Summons and Xyz Summons, is definitely right up your alley, as being able to special summon Virtual World monsters to your side of the field by sending the corresponding card, monster, spell, or trap, and then often getting the other card, the one that you didn't target or send, is really good. Take, for example, Virtual World Mayhem Lulu allows you to send a Virtual World card different from the one that you targeted, and then add the third corresponding type, monster, spell, or trap from your deck to your hand. If that was way too big brain for you, don't worry, it was extremely cheap. You can always just build another deck, but for some reason, I think you really might like this deck. Especially when going against the top meta, Virtual World QB Shinshin allows you to banish all cards that are going from the field. Oh, I mean, instead of the graveyard, they just get banished. This card can also come back by banishing monsters from your graveyard and is extremely easy for Virtual Worlds to make. There's also wide speculation that Emergency Teleport will come off the Forbidden List, and if it does, boy, let's go! Virtual World does get a lot more consistent, being able to special summon a level 3 Psychic monster to your side of the field to either extend plays or to get your plays started. This particular Virtual World strategy is fairly simple. And I do feel it would be a bit of a cop-out to say that Divine Arsenal AA Zeus is another card that you need at $10. You don't really need this card, though you probably could budget it in. But being able to get a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is fairly mandatory at $7, is going to be the card that you need for Virtual World, as being able to make this card is relatively easy, and of course, I mean, you get advantage for making it. I gotta say, if you made it through the storm, then you probably migrated to a different territory. Maybe every single one of these strategies flew over your head and you're looking for something that has a bigger wingspan. Look, I'm not in charge of making the puns. I just say the puns. I'm also in charge of making the puns. And for the people that don't get it, you won't have to wonder too much longer, as Flunder is the strategy that we're talking about, and I'm telling you, Flunder could be next level meta. The Flunder strategy forgoes special summoning, and they do that by being able to consecutively normal summon Flunder monsters to your side of the field. All you need is one Flunder Robina to search your Flunder England, to search your Flunder Impin, and you got the whole combo going. Flunder is one of those decks that just completely skirt cards like Nibiru the Primal Being, a card that is being heavily played right now, and you can play through cards like Infinite Impermanence and Effect Veiler through the use of cards like Book of Moon. Flunder is one of the very few decks in the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh card game that can play under cards like Nibiru, completely making it useless. There aren't too many times where you would summon 5 times to get Nibiru, and if you ever see your opponent having Nibiru, or should we say, The Rock, then it won't be cooking much. Just summon 4 times. This strategy can also take advantage of Dimensional Shifter, a card that banishes any card sent to the graveyard instead, which can really hurt your opponent. And if that wasn't enough to convince you, maybe Flunder hasn't taken over the top tables enough, I gotta say, when the Battles of Chaos set comes out, Flunder only gets stronger. Getting Flunderee's Journey and Preparations is not only going to make this deck more consistent, it allows you to dodge some of the more important hand traps that destroy Flunder. I gotta say, right now, you can genuinely kill 2 birds with 1 stone by buying Flunderees while it's cheap. This particular build shows you how cheap Flunderees can be, with the most expensive card being Flunderees Imprint at $9, but you can also pimp yourself out and just get a whole bunch of other really cool cards to make the deck even more expensive, but that's up to you, that's up to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate you. If you want to check out more amazing TheCaliEffect content, go ahead and check these out. And I'll also be streaming today on Twitch 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you can go ahead and check me out there. As always, I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and be sure to catch me on the next video, big dog.